important for you to talk about this in your first film?
Well, I was compelled because someone in my family went through a similar experience where his child was in transition. And I watched his family deteriorate over the course of a few years because of his inability to understand his child. But at the same time, loves his child so much. And I saw a child who needed her father to understand her, and I saw them not really able to come together. And oftentimes with, you know, a macho Latino father who's in and out of prison, you would think that they would just cast that aside, get out of my house, and, you know, and just be done with it. But I saw my family member like try to do what he thought was the right thing.
Do you say family, you mean the father of
the father? Kid? Yeah. I mean, they're both my family, obviously, but I saw this family try as best as they could with whatever knowledge they had, whatever the environment has given them as their tools to deal with something like this, which obviously are not enough. You know, the Bronx has shaped his idea of what manhood is supposed to be, and his idea of what is right and what is wrong, and it's unfortunately doesn't exactly give way to letting his child live the life she needs to live. So as an artist, I wanted to make a piece of art that didn't necessarily give them all the answers, but at least pointed them towards a way that if you put love and you put family first, that everything else can be worked out.
What happened in your case? Does it reflect what we're going to see on screen?
I mean, the essential struggle is reflected in the film. I wanted to give the characters, of course, a chance at redemption, a chance to come together. Unfortunately, as is the case in most cases, they are not together right now, and they are not in communication, but that doesn't mean that one day they won't be.
Did they see the film?
They have.
Did they react?
There were some tears, definitely.
So it had an impact, and that's what it's all about. Tell me about the cast. I think I read somewhere that you wrote the part of Enrique with Isai Morales in mind?
I did. Isai I've been a very big fan of since I was 8 years old and I saw La Bamba. My brother and I used to rehearse, you know, lines in the kitchen and stuff. Yeah, just he's the kind of actor that I remember like coming up with like a list of my favorite 3 actors when I was a kid, and Isai was at the top of that list. And but I haven't seen him he hasn't been given his due.
I agree.
You know, he hasn't been given his due. An exceptional performer, and there just aren't roles out there for Latino men to chew on often. And
if you think of it, when you say he hasn't been given his due, it's interesting that you mentioned La Bamba because he was supposed to be the lead, but somehow the poster and the guy we all remember is Lou Diamond Phillips. So there, here, he was from the very beginning kind of, it was unfair. Not that I don't love Lou Diamond Phillips, but well, you're right about that.
Yeah, so, you know, so when I was thinking about this character, you know, he was definitely the first person on my mind, and he's a co-founder of an organization here in DC
yes.
called the National Hispanic Foundation for the Arts, which awarded me a scholarship for school 3 years in a row. And the first year I came to the annual gala that they have, and I met him, and I was just like, Isai, man, I've loved you since I'm a kid. You know, I was a kid, love to work with you one day. And by the last year, I actually had a script, you know, and I said, you know, I wrote this script with you in mind. I'd like you to take a look. I went through his people and everything, you know, when he got it, he remembered who I was, and you know, and
that kid who won the scholarship 3 years on the road.
but then of course, you know, it was also tailor made for him. So how could he say no? You know what I'm saying?
I want to go to questions from the audience, which in all fairness, you haven't seen the movie, so you may not have a lot of questions. But real quickly, I want you I know it's not fair, but please 60 seconds about Harmony, because she's not here, and given Jack's comments, it's pretty unique to find an actor that fits the tab that he needs? So, like 60 seconds, you tell me quickly.
Absolutely. No,
what's too hard to find?
Harmony sends her love, and sorry that she can't be here tonight. But Harmony was an angel, really a God gift to me, and we truly needed her in this film. I knew pretty early on that I was not going to find the person to play the role through traditional means of casting, like through a casting director and getting actors to come in. So I went on the streets of New York to look for the genuine article,
Did it take a lot of convincing? Because she was not an actress.
She's not an actress, but
at the time.
She was not an actress at the time. She had never acted in a film before, but you know, after.
Keep that in mind when you watch the movie.
When I met her, she told me that she had always dreamed of acting. So it didn't take, you know, a lot of convincing. She just had to win the role, you know. You know, when I met her, she wasn't going by Harmony at the time, and wasn't dressing as a girl for a majority of the time. So
the movie was a rite of passage for her as well.
Yeah, it was.
Now she goes by Harmony. And
now she goes by Harmony,
she's
exactly.
Like
yeah, no, she was. She gained some confidence, I guess, you know, as a result of playing Vanessa, and you know, she came to me before production began and told me that, you know, that she had changed her name to Harmony, and her mother had helped her choose her name, and that she would like to be referred to as she and her and so forth, and I told her I'm going to do my best to protect you from the casting crew that obviously still sees you as a boy, and it's going to take a little bit to get used to. But you know, every time I heard them mess up, I just come to a rescue or whatever, but she was still showing up to set dressed as a boy in the beginning. She was also playing Michael as well. It was only a 3-week production, but by the end, she came in dressed as a girl, and she was beautiful at that. You know, so the transition that you're about to see in the film was something that's actually going on in her life at the same time. So bear that in mind. Yeah.
Thank you, Rashaad. I think